Have you ever wanted to be a ninja? Stealth, swiftness, and courage. These definitions describe our nameless protagonist and Mark of the Ninja. He's out to strike back at the Iron Force who kidnapped his master. Receiving tattoos throughout the story, our main character takes a risk that will eventually drive him insane. Developed by indie company Clee Entertainment, formed in 2005 by Jamie Chang, the studio is also known for creating Eds, Shank, and the cinematics for Torchlight 2. They also have an upcoming game, Don't Starve, in the works. Released September 7th, 2012 on Xbox Live Arcade, it was ported and released on Steam a month later. But how was the game received? It was critically acclaimed, receiving positive reviews and scores, everything from the slick art style, crisp audio, hearing the sounds of footsteps or crows flying when passing, adds a lot of detail to the environment. But what's the bad? Well, not much to be honest. The controls can be finicky to control sometimes, and the later puzzles can be really difficult to figure out for your first time. Though I personally enjoy challenge, so that's a double-edged sword. But what made me want to play it? I've seen some gameplay videos of it and intrigued me, because I haven't played a stealth game in years, and seeing a 2D one made me wonder, how could they pull it off? All I can say is very well. It captures the stealth element, puzzles, and essence of a ninja. I haven't played a game where I really feel like a ninja, nimble, but fragile. There are many ways to do each level, from bloodshed to walking through shadows. Not to mention collectibles, upgrades, getting throughout the story. What's not to love? So, ladies and gentlemen, so get your best ninja suit ready, and let's go infiltrate Mark of the Ninja. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Nak, and welcome to my next LP. This will be appearing on Mondays and Wednesdays. So we have Mark of the Ninja. I hope you enjoyed the intro. Now, let's look at some options here. Now we have how to play and controls. You can either play with an Xbox 360 control pad, or you can play with a mouse and keyboard. I play with both, and they are pretty both spot on, so this isn't really a poor port. The controls are pretty tight for mouse and keyboard if you do not have a controller to access. Now you can also look at credits and other information about the company, about us. But let's get started already with a new game with the Hisomu Joe, Ink and Dreams. This is the first stage that we will be doing, so let's get started.
Hey, you. Don't you hear the bell? I'm here to help you. Rule number 1, don't get me killed.
So as we begin, we see some sound waves here. Now these sound waves are one mechanic in the game that we will be facing.
We got the one that ran away, sir. They should all be killed or captured now. Excellent. Stand down and get ready to leave in 15.
Wait, where's your sword? Stick to the darkness until you find one. Watch out, they're coming this way.
Now we can also hide behind these objects by hitting the B button, and when you're behind these objects, enemies will not be able to see you. So let's let this guard walk by, shall we?
Okay, keep moving. More of them. Find a place to hide.
Now we can also hide in these doors as well, and they provide the same type of hidden detection as the plants or other material in the background. We can also use our run ability, which also
Hold up.
makes a sound
Run,
wave.
and they'll be able to hear it.
Did you see those banners? We could totally sell them to a gallery, and the blood will make them look even more authentic.
Now as we're going through these vents,
Get under that ledge.
we're
From
gonna
there,
be able
you can
to
pull yourself
grapple on these ledges here, and we come to our first equipment, the grappling hook. Now with the grappling hook, you can use the right mouse button or the R button to grapple on these ledges here that's marked with a blue circle. Now instead of going to that right vent right there, we're gonna go to the left one up here to get our first collectible of the game and the first scroll of the game. Now these scrolls, there's 3 total in each level, and they all tell a story in a haiku.
A history of the Hisomu clan, as written by its masters.
500 men lie, vanquished before Tetsuji takes off his blindfold.
Could you hurry up? This place is giving me the creeps. It still feels like we're being watched.
Alright, now
Good thing
as
you're
we
out
go
cold.
throughout the
Looks like they don't
game,
know you're alive. Let's keep it that way.
I'm going to be collecting a lot of different equipment and upgrades that I'll show you at the beginning of usually each video or at the end of the video. But we have the Sword of Tetsuji. This is our first basic weapon of the game, and it allows us to kill with one
Now you're ready
strike.
to kill.
And you'll see
The
that
beginning
right
of the
up
kill
here.
is like embracing a lover. The end, of course, is not. Good work. But remember, you have to be quick to catch them.
And we can also store these enemies in the door, and if we do, we get 250 plus points that will add on to our score later on. Now we can do a nice clean kill like that, and it gives us 400. So each type of kill gives us a different amount depending on how you do it. We also have our next item, these darts. Now we won't be able to get across here until we actually get this, so let's pick it up. We have basic bamboo darts that will not kill enemies, but they will stun them for a brief second of time. They can also break these contraptions right here.
The tattoo has honed your senses. Focus your thoughts, and you can freeze time in your mind.
So we have a type of bullet time here that we can do. We can lock onto each different targets all at once. And we also get a lot of
If you need
points
more
depending on
cover,
how many targets
you could
you
always
hit.
destroy the lights. But shattering one will make a loud noise, so be ready for them to react.
Now as Aura said, these will cause a distraction. You can do a nice kill like that. And if you do want to, you can drag the body so enemies won't be able to see it and call in for backup.
What are you doing? Were you gonna walk right up and say hi? Grapple into that tree and we can swing over them.
Now we could grapple over the tree, or we could do something else. Now if we cause a distraction, I'm gonna try to hide a bit so he can come back to me and I can hit him again with another dart. Now at the bottom right there is another collectible we can get. You don't have to get it. It doesn't add any value to the story. It's mostly for collecting upgrades that you'll be able to get at the end of each type of stage. But let's see if we can get this guy right quick.
Nothing here.
Come on, turn around. There we go. You also get points for being undetected, so you can go through each stage either assassinating, or you can get through each stage without killing anyone. Certain parts of the game you will need to kill an enemy in order to proceed throughout the story, but for the most part you can kill no one at all, and with the right tools you can go through each stage without having to kill anyone, so that's pretty awesome, and I'll show that off later in the game. But now as we're heading up this ledge, there's another artifact up here. Now these artifacts add a lot of score, so if you do see one, collect it. It adds 500 points to the end of it, and depending on your end total of points, depends on your honor. And honor is used for upgrades. You can get a total of 9 in each stage, and each upgrade depends on how much it costs. Now with this, we can either hit the gong here or hit the light post up here. Now hitting the light post gives us 1200 points. It's an environment kill and it hits 2 enemies, so that gives us more than if we were to do it the other way. We will only arrive at 800 points.
We snapped off a branch to make a weapon, but the tree must bear the wound.
Now, you want to pay attention to these haikus throughout the story
We
later
need to
on.
make him look the other way.
I'm going to try to play them again and talk a little bit more in depth about them, because they do have a meaning throughout this whole game, and you'll see a little bit later as we progress. Now those lights up there at the top left that you see, you
that door?
can't break those because they
Don't
have a
open it yet.
barrier.
Just lean against it and try to sense what's on the other side.
Now you could do a lot of awesome things in this game, like lean against the door and predict where the enemy will be. Footsteps are also with the enemy as well.
We do not fear death. Our lives have been cruel. The clan must always endure.
Now there's a checkpoint right there. Every time you see a type of crow or raven, whatever you want to call it, that indicates there is a checkpoint at this area. Now let's see if we could cause... Maybe I should get by him, yeah. Or should I? No, I need the points. I'll probably... There we go. Now, usually you want to make sure to drag the bodies somewhere else if there's other enemies, because they will detect them and everyone will be all
They're
paranoid.
taking Ninja as hostages, and Master Azai is in trouble. We have to hurry.
Now we're going to get our first map of this stage, and we can either zoom in or we can zoom out. Also to the right is our objectives that we can do. They're optional. You do not need to do them. You see the seals right there. At the top is your current points, and in the middle is your optional objectives. So we can save Master Azai, ring the gongs, and get through the stage without detection. And I'm going to try to do my best in this video to do all the objectives just so you can see what they are. Now here are the ninjas that we need to save. There's 4 in different types of rooms. We can see all the rooms right here, so it's not difficult to get through them, but we want to try to stay undetected if we can. I'm going to wait for him to go back so I can just drop down. It's the easiest way, or you could hit the gong right there and cause a distraction, which will give you more points, because you will get the distraction and the kill points.
This is the end.
There we go. Now I'm gonna probably go this way, maybe. As you can see, the footsteps and the interesting mechanic. If you go down, you cannot see any of the enemies. You will see where they were last, and you can see their footsteps. Well, hear their footsteps. But I'm gonna try to get that lamp post if this guy would get out of the way. I'm gonna wait for him to move back. A little bit more. Now what you can do is kill both of these in one hit and get a lot of more points doing it this way. Wait for both of them to be under the lamppost. Check your darts, and boom, 1200 points. And we're also going to save this ninja right here. Now while we're not in the light, you notice our color is black, and at the top of the left the icon is also black. Now if we go into light, our icon will change, like right there for a brief second, and it will show our normal colors. Now you can also hide enemies behind these statues or plants as well.
Killed as many as we
Let's
could,
free this one.
but they overwhelmed us.
And we completed that cell. Now completing the cell gives you more points towards your score. As you can see right there, I got 500 points. Now I think I only have one more going after this. No, that's the last one. Alright, that's awesome then. Now what you can also do is hang on these ledges like this and look down. Luckily the enemies use a line of sight mechanic. Now these line of sight mechanic, they can't see anything other than what's in the light that you see, the flashlight right there. But later on, when we actually startle them, we'll see how that changes and gets a lot more difficult. Now let's see, what's the best way I can take out this guy? Here's an optional way that you can do it.
Did I hear something?
Come from there, wait them to turn around, and there we go. Quick and easy. Drop him down there so nothing stupid happens. Let's get through this vent, and if you go to the top left of this area, we'll get an artifact. Now, I'm probably not going to collect all the artifacts since they don't really do anything besides upgrades. If I do, I'll just collect them either while I'm playing or collect them off screen, but I will be showing all the scrolls since they do add more to the story. Now, I could go that way, or you could go this way. There's more than one way to do each area. We don't have to kill him if we didn't want to. This is just a safer way because I was getting a little nervous that I might not actually hit the light and he'll see me.
You picked the wrong guys to rob, Sensei. It's time for the old man to retire, boys.
And now we had to save our sensei. Now the easiest way to do this is to knock out that guy right there automatically. You could hit the gong there and probably get both of them, but the thing is, when we do it this way, you notice that the guard is kind of frustrated now. Now they'll get this way when they get really paranoid of a lot of stuff. Now since we did do it that way, he's going to be alert and he's not going to go back to his normal status. So this is going to be a little bit more tricky, but it shouldn't be too bad. Just wait for him to go up, and there we go. Now we can finally save our master.
For centuries we have stayed hidden. We shunned the modern world and its jackals. But today, our enemies have found us. We must strike back. We will fight for our survival and our honor. I foresaw this day would come. And so, I called upon a champion to fight for us. He has accepted the first mark. He will defend the clan at a terrible cost.
And here we go to our ending screen. And there we go, 9 out of 9. That's pretty darn good for the starting of this LP. Now let's go on and see what else happens in the story. You can also shift between both screens to see how many enemies you killed or didn't kill.
Use the breathing techniques I taught you. They will ease the pain. Let me tell you the story of the Ing and of the champions who came before you. Before the Restoration, as the other clans strayed and disbanded, a merchant sold us a secret. He led us to a flower whose petals burned with toxin. Put the toxins in your skin, and you will gain great and strange powers. But those powers will drag you into madness. That is why every champion vows to end his own life before he destroys himself. And the clan must act quickly. Count Karajan is the head of Hessian services. He is responsible for the attack on our clan. His tower stands behind ring upon ring of security. You must kill him before he can attack again.
And we enter the outside of the perimeter, the second level of the stage. So in the next video, I'm going to go a little bit more in detail about what just happened in the story. But for now, guys, just breathe, relax, and take it all in. Until next time, take care and stay classy.